to the Cobra Hole to the Empire State Building. Okay. People have died.
You had trouble climbing a standard flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Mary waiting.
Waiting.
I got here an hour and a half before she wanted to. Yeah, I think the last time we came it was not open yet. Well, no, I was reading about it maybe.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pike's Peak Cog Railway. Today, we are going all the way to the top of Pike's Peak, which stands at a staggering 14,115 feet above sea level. Cog Railway Experience. There it is, passing by the middle of the train now. The name of that waterfall is Minnehaha Falls. 300 feet away from our track. There it is, that is the oldest hydroelectric plant this side of the Mississippi River. It was built in the 1920s, and it still provides power to about 200 houses in the local area. And if you look to the very back of Deer Park on the two-seat side, you will see some beautiful cinnamon-colored ponderosa pines. We know those ponderosa pines are at least 80 years old because they do not turn that nice orange cinnamon color until they are 80. If you're ever next to one of those ponderosa pines, don't be afraid to give them a little sniff. They have a very similar aroma to vanilla extract. They smell very nice.
It's funny.
Deer hanging out right off the track, passing by the end of the train now. They're going to be passing by car 3, just right off the track on the two-seat side. Wow, I was so inspired by the beauty that she was seeing, she decided to sit down right up here at Inspiration Point and jot down some poetry. That poetry would later be put to music and become the song we all know today as America the Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Inspiration Point. Wow. And if you look really, really far out, all the way to the horizon, you will see a large flat spot of land with really nothing on it. Looks kind of boring. The name of that big old boring flat spot of land is Kansas. And that big mountain you see across the valley from us is called Mount Almagre. We like to call it the Calendar Mountain because it is exactly 12,365 feet tall. On the 2-seat side, you will see an old brick structure that is the old section crew house. The section crew is a team of workers that travel the tracks daily, removing any debris and repairing whatever needs to be repaired on the track. Nowadays, they have their very own train car, but back in the day, they were not so lucky. They used to spend all summer living in that small brick shack. The early 1900s, as many as 20 section crew members would be stationed all summer long in that little brick house. Folks, we are about 15 minutes away from the summit, so I do need to make my most important announcement of the day. So please be back on the train before 11:20. You do have a limited amount of time up there on the summit. You look down the mountain on the 3-seat side, you will see a path cutting up through the valley. Believe it or not, that path is a wagon wheel track from the mid-1800s. We are now coming up on the saddle of our track. The saddle is the only spot on our track where you can see both the eastern and western horizons just by turning your head. The 2-seat side is east and the 3-seat side is west. So if you look off to the east side or the 2-seat side, coming up here, you will get a fantastic bird's eye view of Colorado Springs. And if you look off to the west side, or the 3-seat side, all the way out in the distance, you will see a large mountain range. That mountain range represents the Continental Divide. That means any snow or rain that comes down on the west side of those mountains will end up in the Pacific Ocean, and any snow or rain that comes down on the east side, or the side that we're all on, will end up in the Mississippi River and then eventually in the Atlantic Ocean. This donkey would smile and laugh and even take shots of whiskey with the workers after a long day. For these human-like traits, they named him Mr. Man the Donkey. One fateful day, Mr. Man was taking a load of dynamite up the mountain. Such a shame that Mr. Man had to go in such a dramatic way. Said he was a very beautiful donkey with blue eyes. That's right, one blew this way, one blew the other way. All right. Folks, he went out with a bang. He was happy. That pickaxe represents the eternal resting place for the late and great Mr. Man the Donkey. There it is, passing the middle of the train now. That is the Cripple Creek and Victor gold mine. That gold mine was established in the mid-1800s and has become the 3rd most lucrative gold mine of all time. They are still operational and on a good day can produce over $1 million worth of gold. Interestingly enough, the town of Cripple Creek that is situated next to that gold mine was very close to becoming the capital of Colorado, but half of it burnt down in the late 1800s, so they went with Denver instead. passing by the front of car 2 right now. Oh, and there's one super close by, right off our track, just about 40 feet away. He's looking at us right now. That is super, super cool to see. For them to be hanging out this close to the train, so we are getting super, super lucky today. That is awesome. And on the 3-seat side, you'll see the Pikes Peak Highway. That highway consists of about 150 hairpin turns, has 0 guardrails, takes the average driver around an hour to 2 hours to make it to the top. Alright, we are creeping up on the summit, so I do got a couple of things for y'all to keep in mind. Wherever you get off of this train is where you will get back onto this train. We don't move around while you're out walking on the summit, and you are taking the same train down, so make sure you are getting on the same platform that you deboarded this train from. If you want to come back to the train early, feel free to do so. The doors will remain unlocked. You can open them by pressing the green button on the outside of the door, so feel free to come back to the train early or hang out on the train the whole time. If you get food or drinks up at the food court, please finish them before you get back on the train. Unfortunately, any food or drinks purchased up at the summit are not allowed to come back down with us, with the exception of water. We are at an extreme elevation, so please use caution when you're standing up and moving around. You're likely to get lightheaded up here much quicker than you are down at sea level, so make sure you're taking things slowly and using caution when you're moving. You do have a limited amount of time up here, so make sure you prioritize using the bathroom and drinking some water. And pop quiz. What time is this train leaving the summit?
11:20.
11:20. Y'all are on top of it. Alright folks, we saw some cool animals coming up. We're getting a beautiful view out the 2-seat side window and some fantastic weather. I think it is time that I welcome all of y'all to the world famous summit of Pikes Peak. Oh, we made it. Yippee! Alright, one last thing. When we creep up here to a stop, please stay seated until I give that all clear. It's gonna sound like this, all clear. Please do not stand up until you hear me say all clear.
Pretty great, huh?
Yeah.
Got to do a selfie at some point, right?
Yeah.
Erosion from ice, wind, rain, and snow shaped its contours and continues to transform the mountain today. For centuries, very creation, the mountain orderly that no European explorer and new Americans had on the sacred mountain.
Really doesn't get that much.
So
Yeah.
go.
Oh, we don't realize we're even on the train. And Eric said that they were.
So where are me? Where am I? Where am I?
Pike's Peak.
Yeah, some will be down spots. So when you get down there, feel free to hop off, hang Yes, sir. He drove up here. Yes, sir. So he was driving up. That was a car race. Oh, okay. Yeah, so he drove up 7 minutes, 57 seconds to car. That's about 2.5
You're gonna go away for a week.